In
But,
fact,
Mr. Solicitor, there may be a problem in this line of argument. We assume for a moment that there were two factions, right? You had the loyalist faction, which was of the view that you must dovetail your efforts in line with the then imperial government's efforts. There was then the other faction, which was probably encouraged by Gandhiji as well, namely those who were supporting the Khilafat movement and non-cooperation. According to you, they broke away and they formed Jamia. Assuming that is so, the fact that the loyalist faction was more, in line with the British government then, does not deprive it of its minority character. The fact that they were in alignment with the views of the then imperial power does not make it any the less an institution founded by a minority. Founded by a minority does not mean that you have to be in opposition to the then government.
no.
Today, you may have a minority institution which is perfectly, on the side of the government on very important issues. That does not change its minority character.
I'm not on that. My lord, kindly allow me to say.
Therefore, this really to say that, there were two factions and one was, pro-loyalist, one was loyalist, one was with the British government, the other one was, with the nationalist movement. This will not have a bearing on whether it was it ceased to be a minority institution.
Your Lordships may, my lord, I would earnestly request defer that conclusion for the time being. My lord, there is a reason why I am showing that.
We are not drawing a conclusion. We are just saying that this hypothesis is equally consistent with the fact that a minority institution may politically be aligned or may not be aligned with the government.
Not on that. I'm not on, my lord, because they were politically aligned to British, they were not minority. That's not my case. My lord, I am building up a case based upon the finding of fact recorded in Aziz Basha, that because of this you have surrendered your right. This is, my lord, they may find, my lord, these facts inconvenient, but they are on record. Your Lordships may, at the end of my respectful submissions, may choose, my lord, to rely upon it, partly rely upon it, or completely ignore it.
Your argument is that there was therefore a surrender of the minority state.
Yes, my lord, that's the finding. The finding is not that because you are a university, you can never be a minority institution the way they apprehend. That's not the finding. I am just trying to show how historically you surrendered what others did not. Others also had this option of surrendering their rights as a denominational institution and go before the government of the then crown and let their act be passed. But they continued their existence, dehorsed the government. No Article 30 was not in existence. You could have surrendered, you could have stuck to your ground. Vishwa Bharati stuck to its ground.
So they continued to award degrees which were not recognized by the government.
Yes, and subsequently, my lord, when the India became free, when UGC Act came, my lord, all these institutions which continued their denominational character or their independent character, they were recognized as either universities or deemed to be universities. I'll show the scheme of the Act. Section 3 says that if you have an institution, then in consultation with UGC, central government declare you to be deemed to be university. So they are now declared to be deemed to be university. But that option, this particular institution did not exercise, and therefore Aziz Basha says you have surrendered. That is the ratio of Aziz Basha. Look, therefore, I'm respectfully,
we got your point.
It won't take more time, Malone.
Yes.
Yeah, my intention is not that because they sided with British, don't trust them. That's not the idea. They had every right, my lord, to take their own political stand, and they took the political stand. Maybe that was a beneficial stand for the community, for the student, for the college. I do not know. I don't sit in judgment over them. So please see, my lord, 13. My lord, 13, your lordships can, my lord, skip. Now kindly come to page 26 bottom. Now, my lord, post AMU developments.
Actually, 13, just read 13, Gandhiji's statement that supports your submission. Just read that statement by Gandhiji.
In fact, new institutions such as Jamia and Kashi Vidyapith were established specifically to provide education on nationalist lines, in contrast to AMU's loyalist approach. In a speech, Gandhiji, my lord, I'm extremely sorry, my lord, my apologies. No, never do this. Let's take again. himself noted the government-controlled character of the university as follows. I have myself appealed to thousands of parents at which hardly a parent has objected to the proposition of leaving government-controlled schools. I therefore take leave to think the parents of Aligarh boys are not less convinced than the others of the necessity of withdrawing their children from the schools and controlled by the government that has participated in betraying the Muslims in India and has wantonly humiliated the nation through its barbarous treatment of Punjab. Shall we not free Jallianwala? This is near historically Jallianwala Bagh episode is being referred to by Mahatma Gandhi ji. That is 1919, my lord, Jallianwala Bagh. Shall we not free them, boys, from the curse of slavery which has made us crawl on our bellies? Surely they would not need government university degrees. Our existing religious and charitable Hindu and Muslim funds can support our education without even a week of self-denial.
After Gandhiji's quotation, there is a reference to contemporary material. And this is what we are objecting to. Just see after that, it says, therefore, even contemporary material clearly suggests. Lord, this is very wayward, my lord.
When I would read Bhasha, I will read the
No,
act.
but we read Bhasha, we will read Bhasha.
It's not Bhasha,
But it
it's
says
Bhasha.
surrender only in respect of property, nothing else.
Lord,
The word surrender, if used, my lord, is only in respect of property, nothing else.
Lord, if
My lord,
I would
I
have
understand.
done this, he would have abused me like a pedestrian, my lord, but I'll not do it.
Come along now, let's.
No, I'm sorry. It's a legitimate, my lord, concern that we play.
All right,
You interrupted me at a very right time. That I must give you.
we-
At a very
royalist, they rely upon Shri Khan, my lord, Syed Ahmad Khan, who is the person who started this colleges from primary school to MAO. His book, The Loyal Mussalman, was written, and the whole purpose of this MAO, based on that, was to create a body of educated Muslims who are loyal subjects. That is his own book. So other books may be discarded, but the founder on whom they rely has written The Loyal Mussalman.
My lord, this is
And he
still,
also wrote, my lord, a book about 1857 rebellion, absolving, my lord, that Muslims were not primarily responsible. Only few people who were divergent, my lord, they were participants. So I don't know why you should object.
no, my lord, this is all
That's
secondary.
it.
basically, my lord, the
all
way in which
secondary
Bhasha
material.
was read,
And
the way in
there
which
are-
act was read.
Even the term
Okay,
nationalist.
all right,
First
now
of
can
all,
we do this?
Nationalist
We are in
has
the
a
midst of
meaning,
an
my
argument.
lord, in
That's all right.
literature.
We'll hear you in rejoinder. Now, Mr. Solicitor,
Another-
conclude that part
even
of the.
Bhasha, while reading Bhasha, look at this, what he says. The learned judges do not become he after retirement. Look, they were ridiculed, my lord. I want to show that they were aware of this history, which is recorded in Bhasha. You can't pick up some paragraphs here and there and start, my lord, ridiculing the judgment. I'm leaving at that, ridiculing the judgment.
Let's have a look at
Yes.
what you have said.